everyone, and welcome back to Free of Fear, Full of Joy. I know I have been gone for a while, but life has been lifing, okay? Um, I think the last time I saw you guys, let's just consider this a new season. Hello, darlings. Hello, hello. I think the last time I saw everyone was in November before the holidays. And since then, I just wanted to share with you some things that have been going on and that have just taken precedent over everything in my life. So, first of all, my husband and I decided to make a huge life change. So we decided to sell our beautiful, gorgeous home in the Studio City, Hollywood Hills. And we decided that we wanted to have a more active lifestyle where we could walk to things and walk to dinner and be closer to the beach. So we moved to Santa Monica. So we sold our house and made a really great choice when we sold our house and moved to Santa Monica. So we're now in a gorgeous condo a few blocks from the beach, and we walk to pretty much everything. I haven't been to the grocery store in like a month and a half because my children have also moved out, and so it's kind of like an empty nest thing, but much funner. We're having a great time. So I just thought that I would share with you the reflection of that. Like initially, it was very sad. I did have a goodbye to the Valley party, invited everyone we knew, and hired a DJ and a 360 photo booth, and had it catered by one of the top chefs in California. There wasn't a single morsel left at the end of the party, not at all. And it was so great to connect with the friends and the found family. My neighbors, all of my neighbors came over, and I was sad to leave that neighborhood because I spent a lot of time there and I really love my neighbors, but it was time for something new. And that always falls back into what I say about change. Change is good. Change brings about growth, and all growth is different. So, embrace it. Don't run from it, because here's the thing. Change will come in your life whether you like it or not. It's coming. Either you usher in the change in the time frame that you want to, or life will change and you will get no say in how it's done. So it's better to go through the change with a little bit of your own personal supervision than having a change forced on you. So there's that. Moving to Santa Monica has been very interesting. Different type of people. Everybody is out all the time. You run into the same people. I'm starting to, learn some of the, the wonderful people that work in and around the area. That's been very exciting. But there was also a lot of tumultuous things. So we moved the day after Thanksgiving. I know, crazy. Who does that? The movers came the very next day, packed us up. We were in the house for a brief period of time. We went through moving. And by the way, I switched my size of home. I cut it in half. So trying to get all of my things into half the size of house has been a challenge. And I have way too many storage facilities right now with things in it that I need to go through. But I'm doing it. It's working. So amazing party, said goodbye to the Valley, moved to Santa Monica, and enjoying that. The holidays came. We did that. I went on a couples trip for New Year's Eve to Miami, which was amazing. The weather was fantastic in Miami. Spent a lot of time there and really got to enjoy that after moving and such. And then came back, was home for about 3 days, and guess what? The the Palisades, Altadena fire started happening. I'm home for about 3 days. I'm hanging out at my bestie's house because, by the way, we manifested this. She moved to Santa Monica a few months before me. We decided that we wanted to leave the valley, and we both did it around the same time. So Yahoo! Now my bestie lives walking distance from me. But we're sitting at our house. We see this huge fire plume, and then about 20 minutes later, we are getting the alert to leave. So she and I run over to my house, which is closer to the Palisades than hers, and the police are rolling up and down the street. There's they're talking on the megaphones, telling people to get out, and you could see the fire from where we were. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to come back. Like, honestly, the way that it had expanded so quickly, I wasn't sure if I was going to even be able to come back to my brand new place. We ended up being evacuated for about a week. And, it was really heart-wrenching and also warming, meeting all these people that were staying at the hotel that we were at who had lost everything. There was an entire retirement community that was evacuated there, and everybody was in, good spirits and being very helpful. And, it was amazing watching the community come together. We did meet a few families who had decided they weren't ready to tell their children yet. So we, kind of tiptoed around that. So because their kids didn't know they had lost their home. There were so many things. There was a lovely lady. She was in her 80s. Her husband was mentally incapacitated, and they had lived in the same home for 58 years and lost their home. And she was dressed in this cute sequin top, and she was helping out with the donation center because the hotel set up an amazing donation center. And, actually, when we were able to go home, my husband and I donated pretty much everything that we had with us. And because, we were going back home, there wasn't any reason for us to, walk out with a bunch of stuff. We just, left it for the people there. In Altadena, we have a family friend, my son's best friend and college roommate. His family, who have owned the home for 2 generations, lost their home, and it was heartbreaking. Because, their home was all they had. And it blew us away because we just, we didn't know what we could do for them, and for anyone else. But we just want to, I and my family want to extend our heartfelt, love to them and let them know that we're here for anything that they need. Right now, they are, in the throes of dealing with the city and insurance companies, and they haven't really had a chance to interact with us much, but we are with them in spirit and with everyone who has lost their home or family members during the fire. That was a very unusual thing to go through, and I was born and raised in California. I've never seen fires like this in my life. And then with that comes, we had torrential rain and mudslides, and we lost even more parts of, Altadena and the Palisades and Malibu. So just pray for us here in California. Mother Nature is kicking our ass. So again, my heart goes out to all the people that have lost their homes, and if they have lost family members because of the fires. So as my life is progressing, where, November, December, move, trips, January, fire, I'm sure most of you, like everyone else, like I, got that horrendous flu for 2 weeks. It was horrible. Not that you care about my health that much, but but it was a very a very, you know, long period of time. I don't think I've been that sick in 25 years. It was just too much. And all of you know, because everybody's getting it, it's super contagious. My husband unfortunately got it from me, and it didn't kick in until he got, to our other home in Pennsylvania, and he was sick for another week, which just sucks. Now everybody else is getting it in and around. So now we're into like mid-January with my life while I'm sharing with you. By this time, it is my mother's birthday. January and February are very hectic for me because my mother's birthday is in January, and then my father's birthday is in February, and my husband's birthday was yesterday. So I'm inundated with all those things and trying to catch up from, being sick for 2 weeks and, working and trying to continue to unpack. So life has been really, really hectic. And it's taken me a long time to be able to get back here to talk to you guys. And hopefully, your lives haven't been as hectic and overwhelming as mine. But I'm here, I'm back. So I just want to encourage people to, be be aware and be mindful in what you're doing, and start really paying attention to what the powers that be are telling you about this world. I'm not trying to be political, but I did, I'm going to circle back for a minute to the Palisades and the things that are going on there. And I haven't read anything yet about this sort of thing happening in Altadena, but in the Palisades in Malibu, they are having a really tough time because so many people owned Teslas and electric cars. And I don't know if you know, but the beach has been shut down for a couple weeks from Malibu all the way to Playa Vista because all those Tesla batteries, the EPA is having a very hard time getting them, cleaning them up. They have to let them burn down, and then they have to evacuate them in a specific kind of container. And all of the runoff from that is running off into our water table and into the ocean. So be conscientious when you're buying an electric car, and just know that the batteries in those cars, they are bad for the environment, even though people believe that the cars are good for the environment. The batteries are not. So I am praying for all those EPA people and all the people that have to clean all that up. So we just need to be a little more conscientious of what we do, and not necessarily follow a trend, but get to the bottom of what really is good for the environment and what isn't. Because as a Californian, I love my beach, and I have grown up on it from Newport all the way to, San Diego, all the way up into the Bay Area. So I don't want to lose it because of pollution. So with that said, go forward and be more conscious. As I said, I'm a natural Californian. My father is too, and we love it here. He taught me how to hang out on the beach, how to swim in the ocean, what a riptide was, and all those things. So I'm always very grateful of that. He just turned 85, if you can believe that. He's still as a curmudgeon as usual, but we love him that way. I took him and my mom to lunch, and we had a great time. They don't get out of the house much because they're elderly, but I swung by and brought him cupcakes and, candles, and we went to lunch, and he had a great time. So, another birthday for my dad and my mom, who, I'm fortunate enough to still have them both at this point in my life. So thank you, God. Other than that, I just want to express how much I appreciate, all my listeners, all the people that watch me, all the people that have followed me, all the people that like me. I just have such an appreciation for you. Oh, this is interesting. I got my first celebrity follow, or was it follow or like one of those from Little Mama. She liked one of my reels, which was so cool. Thanks, girl. Thank you, darlings. That was awesome. But my subscribership and my following has become bigger, and I just want to thank all of you guys for listening to me, because I have a lot to say. Maybe I make sense, maybe I don't. But I just want to say how much I appreciate you. And with that being said, let's see what else is going on. Oh, okay. On top of it, last time you saw me, I was completely blonde, blonde ambition, and then all that hair fell out. So that was something else. I couldn't be on camera because like half my hair fell out. I had like a patch missing here and a patch missing on the side. Girl, it didn't. I put some stuff in my hair that didn't work, and it wasn't the bleach necessarily. It was the product I was using. So just for your future reference, if you decide to bleach your hair blonde, don't use any product that has a lot of protein in it, because it'll break down the bonds of the bleach and your hair will start shedding like you're a Angora cat. So anyway, it was pretty bad. So I really couldn't be on camera either. So on top of all the other things, I look like a patch. It was like a frontal comb over, honestly, for for at least a month. My hair grows pretty fast, so it's just like a little blonde and a little of my normal color, and we're working through that. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever had like a complete beauty like meltdown with your hair or with your face because you decided to do something? Please send me a message on Instagram for your fearful of joy. I'd love to hear about it. I'm going to put a little post in my Instagram about it because I want to hear what you guys, I'll put some pictures. I'm going to put the pictures up so you can see, because it's crazy. Let's see what else. I think I mentioned that my children moved out, which has been interesting. When they're home, I'm very excited. When they're gone, I'm also very excited. But they were at the house last night, and I cooked because it was my husband's birthday. And can you turn that around again? Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. I'm getting all these signals from behind the camera, and I, number one, can't see. I don't know. If anyone that knows me knows that I'm freaking blind. Number two, because I'm blind, it means I can't read that fast. So yeah, when my kids are home, they are great. When they're gone, it's great too. That was another thing that we did. My kids got, brand new cars for Christmas. And I figure I'm done at this point. Like, I don't need to do anything else for you, right? Now I could just be your support system. But anyway, and I'm sure any of you that are out there that are parents or are children that have parents that, you get on our nerves sometimes. My son, as I love him, he is my firstborn, okay? He does not listen. He does not listen. He will listen to half of a sentence and not the other half. So on our way here today, he asked me what's the address of this place that we've been coming to for 2.5 years. I was like, I don't know, put in the name and it'll take you there. And he was like, I thought we were going to another one. No, I just pointed out the address of the other one because it's closer to the house. But no, so we did get into a little bit of an argument, but that is normal for us because he doesn't listen to what I say. He doesn't. And I think that maybe that's just a guy thing, maybe. I don't think it is unique to just him, because I could say the same thing about my husband. He doesn't listen to anything I say. I can be talking to him, he could be looking me in the eyes, but he is thinking about golf. He's not thinking about what I'm saying. So, That's it. My daughter, on the other hand, my sweet little tiny baby, um, she has a problem with memory. She does not remember anything I ask her to do. It will take her 42 million times. I'll say, I thought I asked you to do this for me. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. I thought you were going to do this for me. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. She's way too busy and way too important to, remember all these things without a personal assistant. So, those are the things that right now annoy me that I think will get better with time as they get older. They'll start to realize and see those things. But right now, that's just what I'm dealing with. But, all the other things that used to annoy me just had to do with them cleaning up after themselves when they lived in the house with me. So now I don't really have to worry about that anymore because they're not there. Yay! Aw, boo. I miss them and I love them. But call before you come over, okay? Now, as talking about myself as a daughter and my parents being elderly, I have to be kind of a parent to them. So, they do lots of very strange things, and I have to rein them in a lot. So the dynamic does change as you get older with your parents. I love those memes that say, like, I called my mom and she doesn't answer. Who does she think she is? So those are all the things that have been going on with me and with my family and with, my situation. I will have to say that I am someone who is highly favored and truly blessed in all aspects of my life. And I recognize that, and I'm very grateful for it. I also want to say that I'm very grateful, like I said before, to have, all of you Free of Fear, Full of Joy, subscribers and followers listening to me and commenting. I really do appreciate that. And of course, I'm grateful for, my husband and my parents and my kids and my friends who support me tremendously through so many things. And I just want to say that I feel like I have become a different person since my move and being able to see the water every day, unlike when I was in the valley and I was, looking out over valleys and dales and the Hollywood sign and all that stuff. I feel like there's a different version of me that is emerging. And I'm looking forward to sharing it with you guys in the next podcast, like how I move and evolve and change. Because I don't just say that to everyone, when I talk about change, embracing change, being open, letting the universe tell you what direction to go. I really do believe that, and I do follow that on a regular basis. I'm not just talking to talk about that. I really do it. So that was what this was about, me just sharing with you all the changes that have gone on in my life and how I'm grateful for them. And some of them were not happy and some of them were very happy, but all of them have molded me towards better days and a continued happy life, and also, getting closer to my dreams and goals, which can change at any point. But again, I just want to say thank you out there to everyone on Instagram and YouTube and Spotify and Audible, all the places where people subscribe and follow me. Oh, and TikTok too. So thank you. This is Jahari saying goodbye, and thank you, darlings. Free of fear, full of joy. Free of fear, full of joy. Free of fear, full of joy. Bye, darlings. Love you. Hello, darlings, and thank you for listening to the Free of Fear, Full of Joy podcast. If you'd like to watch or listen to more episodes, you can at Pandora, Spotify, Audible, or YouTube. Or you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Free of Fear, Full of Joy. Thank you. Bye, darlings.